Welcome back, children. In your previous class, you have seen that Holmes was very sick, and Dr. Watson went to Culverton Smith's place. He informed him that Holmes was very sick and requested him to go to Holmes' house for saving his life. Now, we will see the rest of the lesson. He is desperately ill. He is dying. That's why I have come. Now, Watson told Smith that Holmes is desperately ill, very ill, and he is dying, so please help him. The man turned to his chair, and as he did so, I caught a glimpse of his face in the mirror over the mantelpiece. The man turned to his chair, and as he did so, when he turned his chair, I caught a glimpse of his face in the mirror over the mantelpiece. I could have a quick look of his face in the mirror over the mantelpiece. I could see his face. I could have sworn that it was set in a malicious and hateful smile. I could see on his face a malicious and hateful smile. Malicious means a wicked and hateful smile I could see on his face. Yet he turned to me an instant later with genuine concern upon his features. As nothing happened like that, he turned to me and he inquired. And he told me like this way, I only know Mr. Holmes through some business dealings, but I have every respect for his talents and his character. I only know Mr. Holmes through some business dealings. I had some business dealings with him, but I have every respect for his talents and his character. He has very good efficiency. He has very good talents. And his character also is very good. That much I know about him. He thought you were the one man in London who could help him because of your knowledge of Eastern diseases. Holmes thought that you were the only man in London who could help him because you knew about the Eastern diseases very much. So only Holmes asked me to call you. Mr. Culverton Smith smiled pleasantly and picked up his cap. I was very happy to hear that Holmes is very sick. And he picked up his cap. I'll come with you at once. Now itself, I'll come with you. I remembered Holmes' orders. See, Holmes told him not to come with him. So what did he do? He told him he has some other appointment. I have another appointment, so I cannot go with you. So you please go. That was the intended meaning here. Very good, I'll go along. You can rely on my being there within half an hour at most. Within half an hour, you can rely on me. You can trust me that I will reach there within half an hour. Within half an hour, I will reach there. It was with a sinking heart that I re-entered Holmes' bedroom. With the great sadness, Watson re-entered Holmes' bedroom. For all I knew, the worst might have happened in my absence, because I feared that some unpleasant thing must have happened in his absence. To my relief, he had improved greatly in the interval. But Watson noticed that he had improved a lot within this time. Well, did you see him, Watson? Holmes asked him. Did you see Smith? Yes, he is coming. Admirable, Watson, admirable. Really, I have to appreciate you. Now you must disappear from the scene. You should not be seen in front of Mr. Smith. You have to disappear. There's just room enough behind the head of my bed. Little space is there behind the head of my bed. You please hide there. My dear Holmes, I exclaimed, why you are telling me to do all these things? Watson exclaimed, I fear there's no alternative, Watson. I feel there is no other alternative than hiding there. The room does not offer any other place of concealment. In this room, there is no other hiding place. And don't budge whatever happens. Whatever happens in the room also, don't move, don't talk. Just listen with all your ears. What all conversation is going on in the room, just listen. That's all. Then, in an instant, his sudden burst of strength departed, and he drifted into the low, vague murmurings of a semi-delirious man. So all in a sudden, his energy departed from him, lost for him, and he just lay down on the bed and he started murmuring something, just like a semi-delirious man. Delirious means, semi-delirious means what? A person who is having unsteady state of mind is called a semi-delirious man. So just like a man who doesn't have proper sense, like that. From my hiding place, I could hear the opening and closing of the bedroom door. The bedroom door was opened and closed in between. I could imagine our visitor standing by the bed and looking at the sufferer. I could imagine our visitor. Who is the visitor? Mr. Smith must have come and he must be standing by the side of the bed and looking at the sufferer. Who is the sufferer here? Holmes. At last, the strange hush was broken. Finally, the strange hush, the silence was broken. Somebody talked. Let's see who has talked. Holmes, he cried. Holmes, can you hear me? Now Smith asked, Holmes, can you hear me? Is that you, Smith? Holmes whispered. In a whispering voice, Holmes asked, Yes, is that you, Smith, you who have come? It is very noble of you to have come. I'm very thankful to you. It is very great that you have come to visit me. Our visitor sniggered. Who is the visitor here? Mr. Smith. Sniggered means laughed. Disrespectfully is called a snigger. He laughed in his mind. Do you know what's the matter with you? Now he asked him, Do you know what's the matter with you? What happened to you? The same, said Holmes. I feel very ill, Smith. The same disease which Victor got, I feel, and I feel very ill. Well, I should be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised, Holmes. I shouldn't be surprised to see you in this condition. Because poor Victor was a dead man on the fourth day. On the fourth day, after getting the sickness, Victor died. That means your day also is nearing. It was certainly, as you said, very surprising that he should have contracted an out-of-the-way Asiatic disease in the heart of London. See, you have noticed, you said that time, it was very surprising that Victor got affected with Asiatic disease when he was living in the heart of London. Usually, people get this sickness. Those who are living in the villages, they only used to get this sickness. But Victor was living in the heart of London. Surely he should not get this disease. Singular coincidence, Holmes. It is a strange coincidence. That means you also got the same way. Holmes, very smart of you to notice it. You have noticed it in a very smart way, but rather unkind to suggest that it was a cause and effect. Because of that only you are also affected now. I knew that you did it. I'm quite sure that Victor's murderer is you only. I knew that you did it. You were the person who was responsible for this. That I knew very well. Oh, you did. That means you understood. Did you? Well, you couldn't prove it anyhow. But whatever it be, you understood. But you couldn't prove it now. You are dying. Holmes groaned. Do what you can do for me. Let bygones be bygone. Please, whatever happened is happened. You please leave all those. Only cure me and I'll forget it. You just cure me and I'll forget it and I will not come after you anymore. Forget what? Well, about Victor Savage's death, I'm not going to bring that in front of the government or in front of the court again. So please forget about Victor Savage's death. You as good as admitted just now that you had done it. You told that, yes, you only have done it. You can forget it or remember it just as you like. Whatever you want you do, I don't mind. It matters nothing to me that you should know how my nephew died. It matters nothing to me that you should know how my nephew died. I am least bothered about it. It's not him we are talking about. It's you. About him, it's over. But about you, we are talking. Yes, I'm too ill to think. I'm also very ill. I don't know what is to be done. Listen, Holmes. There was a sound as if he was shaking the dying man. He shook the man. And some sound was heard by Watson there. Do you remember a box, an ivory box? And now Smith asked him, do you remember a box, an ivory box, black and white ivory box? It came by post on Wednesday. To you, I have sent. You opened it. Do you remember? See, when that box came to you, you have opened it. Are you remembering it? Yes, I opened it. There was a sharp spring inside it. When I opened, one sharp spring was there. Some jock. It was not jock. It was I who sent it. It was not for jock. It was sent by me. Who asked you to cross my path? Who asked you to come in front of me? If you had left me alone, I would not have hurt you. If you had left me, surely I would not have hurt you. Okay, children, rest of the lesson we will see in the next class.